Wild Horse Pass is never an easy place to come for any road team, but for Los Dos, the Valley of the Sun has been especially cruel. LA Galaxy 2, however, has plenty of firepower to contend, and Josh Drack is a big reason why. On the other side for Phoenix Rising, Claudio Repetto has been pouring in the goals. We'll see if he can continue tonight. Phoenix Rising, LA Galaxy 2 next from Wild Horse Pass. It's another night under the lights at Wild Horse Pass. Phoenix Rising back at home, playing host to LA Galaxy 2. The 2022 Phoenix Rising season is presented by Equality Health. With Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. A look at the Western Conference standings. Phoenix Rising still has some work to do to move up those standings, and Los Dos sitting a couple of places behind them and also 2 points below them. But when these two teams get together, it has really been dominated by Phoenix Rising all time.
And it makes it that much more exciting if you're LA Galaxy Dos. It's time to flip the script. Be brave, be courageous, take chances, take people on, express yourself, try to flip the script and get this win here in your Phoenix Rising. You've been good against Los Dos. Keep it going, stay confident, and come out firing.
Let's take a look at tonight's player to watch, brought to you by Pacific Office Automation, and his third start in the last 3 games in this week. It's Aiden Quinn.
And so much of what this team does goes through this man right here, sitting right in front of that back line. Look for him to be a leader, an organizer, but also join the attack. Already with 1 goal, 2 assists on the year. You know he can finish, you know he can find that final pass. So if I'm a Phoenix Rising fan, I'm expecting Aiden Quinn to have a big impact tonight.
You're a striker. We got to talk strikers. Preston Judd, 17 goals last year.
And needs to be active, needs to be confident, and needs to be brave tonight. 17 goals, we all know he's clinical, and if Los Dos has any chance of stealing some points tonight, he's going to have a big say. Look for him to run it behind, come to feet, and ask a lot of questions of the Rising back line.
So we are all set to go tonight from Wild Horse Pass. It's always a lot of goals when these two teams get together, and the fans will be ready for this one as well. Lineups and first kick coming up next from the Valley.
At Arizona Federal, our passion is to help out the community where you live and work, because where you bank should make you feel good. Show your support for the home team with the Phoenix Rising Visa debit card. When you open a new account, you can score $100 just for using your card when you shop. How's that for an easy goal? Be a part of our commitment to the community. Arizona Federal Credit Union.
You might have heard of Carvana and that we sell cars online. What you probably didn't know is that we're in the business of making you happy. We believe buying a car should be something that gets you hyped up, that you should be empowered to shop when you want, where you want, wearing whatever you want, and that your new car ought to come with newfound happiness and 0 surprises. So we promise that we'll treat you right, we'll put you in control, and all of us will stop at nothing to drive you happy.
We'll drive you happy at Carvana.
Equality Health is giving doctors more time to be doctors, so they can give you the care you deserve. Ask if your doctor is part of the Equality Health Network today. Equality Health. Caring is back.
Tonight's match is brought to you by Carvana, NAU, Equality Health, and Arizona Federal. Time to look at tonight's starting lineups. We'll start with Phoenix Rising's 11 from Rick Schantz.
And it's a 4-3-3 by Trey. What else? Of course, look for the relationship between Marcus Epps, Claudio Repetto, Greg Hurst, the three-headed monster up there. Epps, we know what he's about, 1v1. Repetto is going to bang down the opposite center back, and Hurst, silky feet. It's going to be a really interesting lineup for Coach Schantz.
And on the other side for Yohan Dame, some experience in this LA Galaxy 2 lineup.
And I'm expecting a good match from Dunbar on this right-hand side. His relationship between him and Preston Judd is going to be really interesting to ask a lot of questions of this Rising back line. Look for Judd to run in behind. Dunbar, a crafty winger, likes to go 1v1, skillful, so look for them to ask a lot of questions.
And that gets us set for first kick. It is LA Galaxy 2 in white, Phoenix Rising in their red kits tonight. And our referee, Luis Guardia, sends us on our way for these 90 minutes of action. Thank you so much for being with us. A busy West Coast slate tonight in the USL Championship. And already an early free kick here coming for Los Dos. Well, last time out for Phoenix Rising was that 1-0 victory against Valley United, the team from Nisa in the US Open Cup. It was Claudio Repetto saving the day late on in that game. They had to play 120 minutes in the midweek. So Rick Schantz said he's trying to limit the amount of players that have played 180 minutes over the last 2 games, but you still see the likes of Arturo Rodriguez, Aiden Quinn, Joey Farrell in this lineup. But already it's an early attack coming for Los Dos. Salazar throws the brakes on. Now we'll get the shot away, and he wasn't too far away. Testing Ben Lute early on. It's out for a goal kick.
And it's a really good start here from Los Dos. Come to this left-hand side, and Salazar, right-footed by Trey, cuts inside, a little dance, a little shimmy. Just so unlucky not to get that far post. But it's a really good start for Coach Dame's side.
On the other side for Los Dos, they went out east to Indianapolis. They got a 1-1 draw against Indy 11 in their home opener. Yohan Dame has seen his team score 1 goal in each game, so looking to maybe increase that goal total here tonight, but this has not been an easy place for Los Dos. Since 2018, they've been outscored 24-5, and since 2019, it's 20-2. So they really have not had much success here in Phoenix. We'll see if that changes here tonight. Maybe this Los Dos team playing with a little extra jolt after that dramatic El Tráfico win today for the first team against LAFC. Here's Sejas, just off the mark, looking for Arturo Rodriguez. There's Dunbar, so silky smooth in the middle, and looking for space now on this near side. I know you've been looking forward to this one. What piques your interest here as we get started?
Well, if you look at the Los Dos, the way that they're able to interchange the transitions between Davila, Berry, and Cabral in that middle of the park, their understanding is just really high-level football, like Coach Schantz said. So that's something to keep an eye on. And if you're Phoenix Rising, so you're banged up a little bit, have a lot of minutes in those legs. It's going to be really interesting to see those first 10-15 minutes, how they're able to work around the ball, get the confidence within the team.
Yeah, Rick Schantz, as we mentioned, trying to limit those minutes, but he also said we only have 18 healthy players, so he said that made the selection pretty easy with some players out, but they will have to roll the dice here tonight, and they do have a full week off before they welcome in New Mexico United next week. A nice run of home games for Phoenix Rising. That's a foul, as we'll take a look at tonight's injury report brought to you by Spooner Physical Therapy. We mentioned those injuries. Moar, expected him to be out about 2 to 3 weeks, says Rick Schantz. Niall Dunn, James Musa, and Babukar Jai all miss out due to injury. Did say Jai closer to coming back, Musa as well, but they'll have a full week to recover. And for Phoenix Rising fans, hopefully they can get back for these coming games against New Mexico United, Miami FC also coming up in a couple weeks' time. Darnell King Feeling some pressure from behind from Michael Salazar, Belize international. 2 goals, over 17 caps for Salazar. Quinn down the line looking for Ryan Flood, drops that right perfectly for Flood. This coming in and taken by the goalkeeper tonight, Richard Sanchez. Experienced goalkeeper Sanchez, time in MLS. Also time with the Fort Lauderdale Strikers, but most recently with North Texas Soccer Club in USL League One a year ago. Rick Schantz said about that game against Valley United, he said he was frustrated with the intensity and the concentration. He said it comes down to fine details in that game, but he also said if they could have gotten the early goal, he felt like the floodgates really would have opened up, and they were just a little bit unlucky. There's Arturo Rodriguez sliding out for Epps. Early ball in. It's Hurst. Now Rodriguez just wide. And good quick passing there from Phoenix Rising in the build-up.
And he wasn't happy last time out about how they started, but it's all been Phoenix Rising. 6 minutes into this one. It's a really good play on this right-hand side, but the pick up from Marcus Epps to find the feet of Greg Hurst. You think he's gonna leave it for Sejas, but just so unlucky. Rodriguez doesn't squeak that into that far post. He hits it extremely well, but in the end, it's a little too far.
Rick Schantz always says the soft feet of Greg Hurst. It's always interesting when you get those 2 strikers on the field at the same time, although we asked Rick about Greg Hurst, and he actually said he's played most of his career out on that left wing. Here's Epps. Can't quite bring it down cleanly, but does win a throw-in. He said it might be by committee who fills in on that left wing. And it's Hurst who gets the start there tonight. He started there last week as well. Switch of play. Here's Hurst on the volley. High degree of difficulty there. Looked to be on target. It was blocked down and out for the game's first corner kick.
And it's the second time you see Marcus Epps finding Greg Hurst at that far post. Little dance, 1v1. Just to body control the technique to hit this first time. And at the end, it's a really good defensive positioning from Lamb.
This kick brought to you by Carvana, proud sponsor of Phoenix Rising. Carvana will drive you happy. Arturo Rodriguez provided the service. Ryan Flood, he hits his own teammate. Greg Hurst just couldn't get out of the way. When Ryan Flood can run into a ball like that, sometimes there's no stopping him.
He loves to get into the attack, Ryan Flood does. Just so unlucky he hits it off his own player. Who knows where that would have been? Asking a lot of questions of Sanchez, a lot of bodies in front of him. Lucky enough, it hits off a Phoenix Rising player. It's a good early start for the Rising, asking a lot of questions, putting this Los Dos back line in very uncomfortable situations.
The big key when we asked Rick Schantz about this Los Dos side was he basically said he can't get Preston Judd space, and if you can limit his touches, then it's usually going to be a good thing. This time it's Darnell King committing the foul. Of course, wearing the captain's armband for Phoenix Rising. Salazar getting back to his feet. For this Los Dos side, they had lost 13, or they'd gone winless over 13 games until last September 29th, a 3-0 win over Phoenix Rising. But prior to that, Phoenix had outscored Los Dos 42-18 from 2017 up until September 11th of last year. You can just kind of mark by each game over the past few years just more and more goals, and now the board has a nice little rip in that.
It's a ball over the top. So unlucky. Fun fact, I actually got fined for doing that in one of my games.
For breaking the board?
For breaking a board.
On purpose or on accident?
Something like that. My cleats went into it, I got fined.
Who's finding you for that? That's remarkable. What a story. Well, hopefully, Preston Judd, hopefully he doesn't have a bill in the mail when he gets home. This comes in the middle for Davila. Dunbar on the turn. Dunbar does well to hold play up. Now it's Cabral for Salazar. Early ball back into the middle. Cabral fell down. Stowe's trying to keep Phoenix in here. Quinn finally finds space out on the left. Now he gets it back and switches the point of attack. Rodriguez ahead for Epps, and Phoenix are into the attack. King on the overlap. Epps, it was a heavy touch. He ran right into Doyle. No, it's clipped in! And Repetto has his header saved by Sanchez. Little something out of nothing there from Phoenix Rising.
And you think this attack has gone to waste when it's a heavy touch right there from Marcus Epps. Doyle does extremely well to close it down. But look at Repetto, just that peel off that back shoulder of Neal. He does everything right, just doesn't get enough power on it. It's a good save in the end from Sanchez to deny the hot Repetto.
Liam Doyle is down for LA Galaxy 2, one of the more experienced players on this Los Dos team. 29-year-old, spending last year with San Antonio FC, before that with Nashville and Memphis. It seems like with these MLS affiliated clubs, they usually try to build around, of course, a young core, but they'll bring in one or two experienced pieces, and that's Doyle in this case.
Well, you need it in the locker room. You need it in training to raise the standard. A player like Doyle, young players, young academy players are going to look up to him, give him advice.
Doyle quickly back onto the field here for Los Dos. Sanchez had to be careful there. Salazar goes airborne and he hits the turf, but play continues on, and this ball played ahead for Judd. Judd trying to go end line. He ran right into Farrell, and this will be a free kick. Los Dos just outside the area have a set piece.
And mentioned it in the open. If Preston Judd is able to get on the shoulders of the back line, whether it's Lambert, Farrell, it's going to cause a lot of problems, and he does extremely well. Slows Farrell down, pushes it by him, feels the contact and goes down. And it's a good ball, dead ball opportunity here for Los Dos to ask a lot of questions of Loons and this back line.
Loon organizing, looks to be a three-man wall there for Phoenix Rising. Rick Schantz thought his team would have the advantage on these set pieces, but here's Judd. Puts it right in to those boards and out of play. He meant that more in an attacking sense because of their height, but Judd just fired it straight out of play that time.
You can see he's just giving a thumbs up to his teammates, and he knows he's going to have a lot of success making this back line of Phoenix Rising turn around and face their own net.
Fans, be sure to get to Arizona Federal Credit Union to get your Phoenix Rising debit card. It's a great way to support the team, spread the word, and you can score $100 when you get one. I've got to say, it's the coolest looking debit card I've seen. Visit arizonafederal.org/Phoenix Rising for more information. Early going here from Wild Horse Pass. Phoenix with a couple of good early opportunities. Los Dos with less, but this now a set piece coming, and it seems like this would be an Aiden Quinn range to swing something in.
And there's the quality that this Rising team has on these dead ball opportunities, whether it's Rodriguez, Quinn, left foot, right foot, in swinger, out swinger, whatever it may be. You know you're just going to give your team a chance. Aiming for right around that penalty area between that 6-yard box.
This is Aiden Quinn. This time couldn't get it by the first man. It's a collector's item in a way. Sejas. Now Flood. He whips this in. Nearly falls, and Sanchez just did enough to disrupt Joey Farrell, who was still up there from the set piece.
And it's the second time a Rising player has found some space in that 6-yard box. It's a good ball in from Flood, and it's just not dealt with well enough from Doyle. But give credit to Sanchez as he closes down the angle extremely fast and throws off Farrell.
It's Ryan Flood getting an extended run at left back for Phoenix Rising because of the injury to Babukar Jai. Of course, a player that is from this area, grew up here, tried out for the team 3 times before he got a contract last year. And it showed steady improvement, but Rick Schott said he's almost better when he doesn't have to think. He can just kind of react to it. So we'll see how he can get on tonight. Flood, he's tripped up, another free kick. Phoenix elect to take it quick this time. There's Lambert. Now Epps, curling this, too close to Sanchez. And he'll distribute quick. Trying to get something going out in the counterattack, and it's Joey Farrell stepping in, disrupting the pass there to Preston Judd. Chested down beautifully by King. He'll take it on his left foot. His weaker left foot at that, and he drags the shot wide.
And Phoenix has had a lot of success moving the ball from that left-hand side, a big switch to this right flank. It's a good first touch there from King, just a little bit disappointed, doesn't get enough contact to trouble Sanchez. Something to keep an eye on. If you're Drac, you have to be disciplined in your defensive position.
Again turned over, Quinn gonna fake the shot, trying to slide it forward for Sejas. End up being a throw into Phoenix. Barry battling through the middle. Advantage being played ahead for Cabral. He runs right into Darnell King, and another foul against King. A free kick to LA.
And it's really good work here from Barry to shrug off Quinn, but Cabral does extremely well. He feels a little bit of contact and goes down. Again, wins a dead ball opportunity for the Los Dos side to put this ball in a dangerous situation, a dangerous position. Cause a bit of havoc.
This is Taylor Davila who stands over it. Davila will curl this in. It did take a little flick out of play off of Lambert, so it's a corner kick now for Los Dos.
Oh, sorry, get off me, get off.
It'll be Davila to stride over and take this corner kick once again. Davila couldn't get it by the first man. Dunbar gets it back out wide. Owen Lamb does well to keep this for Los Dos. Now Davila trying to fend off Rodriguez. Slid through Cabral. Can he get there? He cannot, as this runs out of play. In a wreck and need a check. Go on the offensive with Lerner & Rowe, the official personal injury firm of your Phoenix Rising. Make one call, that's all, to 977-1900. Getting you all the money you deserve is our goal. A busy slate of late games in the USL Championship tonight, including a rematch of last year's Western Conference final between Orange County and San Antonio. It's still scoreless, just about at halftime. Maybe in one of the surprises of the night, El Paso leads Monterey Bay 4-0. El Paso just got handed a pretty big L in the Open Cup this past week, going on the road to Central Valley Fuego. They lost that game 4-1. Looking for the first win for the Locomotive this year. Sejas finds Flood. Now Greg Hurst. Flipping this up over the top and just too far out in front for Claudio Repetto.
Something that really impresses me of this Phoenix Rising team is just the spatial awareness of each player. Obviously, it has a lot to do with Coach Shantz and that training ground. But when you push up King, Flood so high, it opens up gaps for Sejas, Rodriguez, and they're just so good at finding those soft spots between the lines of their opposition. When you have players like Hurst that love to come in on their right foot, playing on the left side, Epps likes to dance on this right-hand side. Just such a joy to watch, so fluid in their movement and their attacking shape.
Rick Shantz said the midfield would be of utmost importance tonight, and he really had praise for Nyoan Dame and what he was doing tactically with that midfield. He said it was a bit similar to what San Diego runs. But for a very young team and also a very young coach, Dame just 32 years old, after spending some time with FC Cincinnati in prior years as their interim head coach and as assistant. Now here's Epps. Hitting that ball straight out of play.
And Los Dos is having a difficult time playing out of the back. A bit too sloppy, too casual, too pedestrian. A lot of sloppy turnovers that give this Phoenix Rising team able to turn defense into offense. When you have players like Marcus Epps, Greg Hurst, Repetto, they're gonna make you pay.
Salazar motoring down the right. Sending this long across, looking for Preston Judd, and this bouncing out of play. Here's Arturo Rodriguez looking to spring in. Greg Hurst, it was Owen Lamb stepping in. And a corner kick again for Phoenix Rising.
Talk to you about soft spots. Rodriguez is so clever in his movement. He sees that second ball, and he's the first to react. That's why they're so high on him, the Phoenix Rising is. Ask a lot of questions, put this back line of Los Dos in under a lot of uncomfortable positions.
Rodriguez will take this. See Santi Moar sitting pitch side. Is this swung in? And it's caught by Richard Sanchez in goal. Judd, not good skill. Playing this ahead, it looked like Dunbar was offside, and indeed he was. Just couldn't quite get himself back on side.
It's a good bit of skill from Judd. Dunbar's a little too eager, making that run from that right-hand side.
Wasn't all that close in the end.
No. About good 5 yards, an easy call for the lino. You can just see how explosive this Los Dos side is. The likes of Judd, Dunbar, they're gonna flirt with that offsides line. So it's gonna take a really good effort from Flood, Lambert, Farrell, King in this back line to be compact, to be organized. A lot of communication needs to happen.
And Rick Schatz even said it. He said this might be a little bit different than in years past. We may not be winning games 4-2 with all that high-flying goals. He said maybe we'll have to rely on our defense a little bit more, grind out those 1-0, 2-1 victories. And every team is unique and different in their own way. Here's Salazar getting end line, trying to go for goal here. And it's Ben Lunt who's able to make the catch with relative ease, and another hole in the sideboard. Here's Epps, running right at Drac. Sejas. Flood will keep this in. Flood, long delivery in. Falls to the top of the area, and Hurst puts it over the bar.
A bit disappointing for Greg Hurst. A player of that standard, comes out nicely to him. It's a great first touch to set it up. You can see what he's trying to do, trying to bend that ball into that far post. Just gets it all wrong, a bit frustrated with the result. Dos is making it extremely hard to play out, whether playing out of the back, a throw in. So that's when you need to look at Davila, Berry, Cabral, those three in the middle. Take the sting out of the game, put their foot on the ball, circulate the ball from left to right, make this Phoenix Rising team run a bit, and dictate tempo. That's why you're in the middle of the field. You are the heartbeat, the engine of the squad. So look for them to get on the ball a little bit more.
Misplaced pass. Good recovery there by Drac. Hometown kid, Chandler, Arizona native. Epps just keeps this in play. Fall for Sejas. Makes it on that left foot. Couldn't get it there. Here's Quinn. For Ryan Flood. Back for Aiden Quinn with time and space. Lambert steps into the midfield. Aiden Quinn. Just misplayed that ball, and here comes Los Dos and Preston Judd. He waited maybe just a bit too long to release that pass. He had two runners up ahead in Dunbar and Cabral.
It's a big opportunity missed for Los Dos. See the numbers they like to commit on the transition moments. Like you said, Josh, takes it just a little too long. An extra touch. He picks up his head. He has Dunbar. He has Salazar making brilliant runs.
Epps getting tripped up. The referee waved it away right away. Challenges being put in. These guys playing hard out there tonight. Here's Quinn.
I think it's shouts of a handball. When Drac goes down, tackles Epps, see, just kind of sits on the ball, touches the ball with his hand. The ref missed it. You can see, you can hear the displeasure from the crowd.
Rodriguez. King looking for Repetto. The angle was cut off there very nicely by Jalen Neal.
And it's a perfect picture. As you see, Flood pushes up. He has a lot of width and height. And it's able to have Greg Hurst come inside in that pocket.
Sejas! Oh, it's off the goalkeeper's hands and it's in! He loves that left foot from distance. And Luis Manuel Sejas opens the scoring for Phoenix.
And we've seen it time and time again. When he gets that ball on that left foot, just the dip, the swirl, the movement that this ball has, it makes it such a nightmare for a goalkeeper to stop. And he hits it with such technique. You can see that there's no spin on that ball. That ball's knuckling, that ball's dipping. You can just feel for Sanchez, just gets it all wrong. It's a great look at it here. Just a movement. And it's a terrific hit, and it's a terrific goal for Sejas to put his squad up 1-0 in this first half. You can see, yeah, he's just talking about the movement that the ball has.
Well, that's a tough one if you're Richard Sanchez for an experienced goalkeeper like him. That is one to forget, but for Luis Manuel Sejas, that is a second goal this season, both of them from outside the box. I think both of them hit the goalkeeper on the way in as well. To your point, though, with that knuckling ball coming in, two very difficult shots for the goalkeeper to adjust to. If you'll ask Sanchez about that, he'll say he needs to save that 10 times out of 10.
And a keeper of that standard, of course, they're going to say they need to save it, but it's just so hard to read that ball when you hit it with that movement, Ronaldo-esque. It's a nightmare for keepers. You can't try to catch it. You have to punch it. He gets it all wrong. He's going to be frustrated.
Rodriguez. Darnell King curling it into a dangerous area. It'll fall for Rodriguez again, and he puts this into side netting.
And it's a good ball into this near post from King. Repetto is making that near post run. You can see what Rodriguez, he has a technique to pull it off. Just unlucky, he puts it wide of that near post. But when you have that center forward that makes that near post run, it's so important to the attacking. There's a chance here. It's just so important to that attacking move because it brings players out of positions. So it elects a lot of space for Hurst to make that secondary run, which is so hard to defend for a defensive unit.
Rodriguez able to turn upfield. He's that a little bit behind Ryan Flood. Trying to let this run out of play, and eventually does have to play it and put it out for another corner kick. South End in full voice tonight. Saturday night here at Wild Horse Pass. I know they'll be ready for the next two home games against New Mexico United. Both league play next weekend and then the US Open Cup in about 10 days' time. Third corner kick for Phoenix. Still trying to keep this alive. Cleared all the way back to midfield and Ryan Flood. Flood. Doyle with the clearance. Quinn for Epps. It's a bit of a heavy first touch, and Drac came over to clear it away. Now a fourth corner kick for Phoenix.
And it's so good from Quinn. It's a brilliant touch. Doesn't even need to look up, and he knows where Marcus Epps is. Puts that ball on a platter. It's a heavy touch from Epps, but again, it's a good opportunity for Phoenix Rising to put this ball in a dangerous position. And create a little chaos for this Los Dos back line.
Quinn chips this up to the back post. The header coming back out of play. Get your group out for the Rising experience, whether it's a family or friend celebration, client entertainment, or employee outings. We can make it memorable for the whole bunch. Push from behind and a free kick upcoming for Los Dos.
And he's got to be careful, King. Maybe his fourth or fifth foul on Salazar on this left-hand side. You don't want to pick up a silly yellow. We're going at it. 36 minutes in.
Barry, there's the through ball. It's a foot race for it, but Lunt will get there, playing sweeper keeper.
When Los Dos is able to break that first line of pressure from the Rising, they're having a lot of success playing balls through with the vertical runs of Dunbar, Judd, Salazar. So something to keep an eye on if you're Coach Shantz. You do not want them breaking that initial press.
Sejas. Now Rodriguez. Flood sliding in, that hits the referee. I think play will just continue on. Trying to drive this ball across for Epps. Epps getting onto his left foot. Doyle was right off his back. And the next shot just bouncing into the arms of Richard Sanchez. Sliding challenge by Joey Farrell to put this out for a throw-in. A staple at the back for Phoenix Rising so far this season. Partnering with Manuel Madrid, James Musa, and now Kevin Lambert as well over the last two league games.
It's a lot of talent that is in that center back position for this Phoenix Rising. Sawad, embarrassment of riches.
Dunbar stands this up to the back post. Salazar's up for it. And the header is straight at Ben Lunt.
He's silky, he's quick. He has a lot of quality on this right-hand side. Dunbar does. Takes Flood to the end line. And it's a good ball to his back post, and Salazar does well to get up over King. Looking up, it's straight at Lunt. But it's a good attack for Los Dos.
Rodriguez trying to curl this into the path of Hurst, and it's Owen Lamb who plays this out for a throw-in. Well, look who's watching the game pitch side. Unfortunately, can't be on the field. A pretty nasty ankle injury in the Open Cup this week. Here's Rodriguez. And now King flips this up to the back post. Flood coming on late. Quinn puts it right back in the mixer. It's headed clear. Salazar will chase this down, but to finish up the point on Moar, Rick Schantz said maybe a couple weeks, so doubtful he'll be back for the New Mexico United games, which is unfortunate for him, of course, playing against his former team. And of course, they will see New Mexico United later on this season on the road. They play him 2 times in about 4 days. Here's Epps. Lambert. Now Quinn. Darnell King. Rodriguez. It's deflected out of play. Looks like another corner kick here for Phoenix. 5 minutes to go until halftime.
And it's really good interchange from Rodriguez, King, Epps on this right-hand side. The understanding between King and Epps is just so good. When one pushes out wide, one's in the middle. When one's tucked in, one's out wide. It causes a lot of confusion for Los Dos.
Quinn on the service. Sanchez just getting a hand to it. Now it's Sejas! It's 2 goals for Luis Manuel Sejas. That left foot has an absolute rocket on it. It's 2-0.
And it's a different type of technique in this goal. There's no dip, there's no swerve, it's just power. Comes out nicely, sets up on a plate, and to keep this down time and time again, you see players have this shot and it goes over the bar. But to have the technique to put your body over it, hit it with your laces, and there's nothing that Sanchez can do. Too many bodies in front of him. There's a reason why he has a brace on that left foot. Just so skillful. Such an impact player for this rising side. And you can see how much it means to Coach Schantz and company.
Now the team leader in league goals, Luis Manuel Sejas. And the celebration's on in the south end. And talking with Rick Schantz about Luis Manuel Sejas, he said with his history, maybe some players come into a team and think they're gonna walk right in. With Luis Manuel Sejas, it was a little bit different. He said we didn't do that with him. He says this club, you have to earn everything. They had a really good chat. He explained the situation to Luis, and he's really taken it in stride. But now he's been able to start a few games over the last few weeks, and the results are paying dividends, or even coming off the bench as a super sub. He can really help this team in a lot of different ways. Came onto the team midway through last year, and he has a brace in this first half tonight. He's also working on his South American pro coaching license while he's playing as well. So he has ideas for after his playing career is over at the age of 35, the Venezuelan.
But he makes it look a lot easier than it is. The ball's bouncing, he takes it off the half bounce. Just to keep that on target, put his body over it, and put it right into chaos. You always give yourself a chance if you have it on target. And a player like that left foot is just dangerous to give him that time and space in and around that penalty box. And he makes no mistake about it. It's a terrific strike from the number 18.
And talk about an experienced pro, time in South American, Colombia, Brazil, Venezuela, Argentina, also time in Belgium for a couple of years. And here he is coming all the way back defensively.
And again, it's a good test for Los Dos to see how they react. We'll see through early in the season, but to go through this adversity, to come into a hostile crowd, to be down 2-0, it's going to show a lot of character. What players Coach Dame can rely on, who can he trust? You want players to step up, to have the courage, to get on the ball, to be brave.
Just based on history, this scoreline shouldn't be too surprising. We mentioned the stats coming into this. Since 2018, they'd only scored 5 goals on the road here in Phoenix to Phoenix's 24. This has been a house of horrors of sorts for Los Dos as we get into 2 minutes of stoppage time. Here's Salazar. Played for Cabral, who centers this, and it's deadened there by Kevin Lambert. Epps closed down and fouled. Equality Health reminds you that the next time you or a loved one needs preventive or routine care, go to your doctor first. If you don't have a doctor, go to equalityhealth.com to find one near you. Rodriguez feeling pressure from behind, and a yellow card will be issued to Taylor Davila here just before halftime.
Bit of frustration brewing for Davila. As Rodriguez pops into that soft spot again, it's a 3-man game between Rodriguez, Epps, King. Yeah, he just comes through the back of Rodriguez. Gives his Phoenix Rising another free kick opportunity.
Discipline has been something of an issue here for Los Dos. They picked up red cards in 2 of their first 4 matches. Cabral and Gonzalez, who was on the bench tonight, picked up those cards. Now Quinn on the service. And it's headed clear. Another one from distance, and Sejas had this one blocked down. Too good to be true. And Flood testing Sanchez. He's able to make the catch this time. And that will end the first 45 minutes. Luis Manuel Sejas, a first-half brace, has Phoenix out in front of Los Dos.
And he is feeling himself, as he should. A brace in the first half, 2 terrific strikes on that left peg. But if you're Los Dos and Coach Dame's side, you need to get it together. There's no fluid in the attack. Too many sloppy turnovers playing out of the midfield. You need to get Judd on the run. Dunbar making runs in behind. Salazar started bright, but it faded as the half went on. There's a lot to change if you're Los Dos. For Phoenix Rising, keep on doing what you're doing and putting a lot of pressure. You know Coach Hans wants to get that third in the first 5-10 minutes.
So we have hit halftime here from Wild Horse Pass. Phoenix Rising flying at home as they normally do against Los Dos. Stay with us for halftime. It's Phoenix Rising 2, LA Galaxy 2-0.
Lerner & Rowe is proud to be the official personal injury attorneys of Phoenix Rising. Our goal is getting you all the money you deserve. When you're in a wreck and need a check, make one call, that's all, to Lerner & Rowe.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
You might have heard of Carvana and that we sell cars online. What you probably didn't know is that we're in the business of making you happy. We believe buying a car should be something that gets you hyped up. That you should be empowered to shop when you want, where you want, wearing whatever you want. And that your new car ought to come with newfound happiness and 0 surprises. So we promise that we'll treat you right, we'll put you in control, and all of us will stop at nothing to drive you happy.
We'll drive you happy at Carvana.
Hello,
I am Jose Luis Cruz Rivera, President of Northern Arizona University. We are a proud sponsor of Phoenix Rising. NAU and Phoenix Rising have much in common. We're both building on a strong foundation of success. We are both champions in our own fields, and we both strive for excellence. At NAU, we offer the advantages that come with a higher education to all of the members of our community. We are helping our students build a bright and boundless future for themselves, their families, and their communities. Come visit us at NAU and go Rising.
Welcome back to Wild Horse Pass, halftime between Phoenix Rising and LA Galaxy 2. It is time for this week's Rising Recap, where Luis Saijas caught up with some locals to drink some coffee.
Hi, I'm Luis, and we are here at Fair Trade Coffee today. We are here with Stephanie, who we thank for having us all here. And the first thing I want to ask you is, how do you start this business?
Well, thank you guys for coming. I'm just going to throw out there that you guys are sitting in the longest standing coffee house here in downtown Phoenix that's owned by a Latina.
So what about Aya? Because I know that you were the one who started and founded Aya, and I was able to come out and kind of like see what that was about, but I kind of want to hear about it from you.
Absolutely. So, you know, along life you get so many lessons, and I personally, going through the experience of entrepreneurship and business ownership, I was lost. I was so lost. I didn't know anyone that owned a business. I didn't have a mentor. There was no one really to necessarily lean on. None of my friends at that point, we were all educators. We didn't know.
And
they
you
all
don't know
thought,
who's going to share,
right,
like, the experience.
Yeah, and some people don't want to share.
Don't want to.
Yeah, so AYA is the nonprofit that I started 3 years ago. It's an acronym for Empowering Latina Leaders in Arizona. So I personally, as a woman of color, felt that there wasn't support, and find a need and fill it. First Friday, there's tons of people that come out here, and so what we wanted to do is bring a bunch of women-owned businesses to showcase their businesses and highlight them. So we had what we called the Mujeres Mercado, the women's market. So I mean, we didn't even know it was going to be a thing. It was supposed to be a one-time thing for Latina Equal Pay Day, to just let people know that this was a thing. And I mean, from that point on, we are now the largest women's market in Arizona.
That's the key, right? When you do your passion to, like, the work you do every day, it's easy, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can see your passion when you're on the field. Like, passion is undeniable. It's absolutely undeniable, and that's the big thing behind Aya and the Mujeres Mercado, is that you can do things that you love, that you feel purpose-driven and that you're passionate about, and you can thrive. We don't want to survive. It's not about surviving. It's about thriving. And so that, to me, creating a platform to let people know that, to give them permission, and for them to give themselves permission, like, that's powerful.
making a dream start for City. Maxi Rodriguez, what a stop by Steinwasser.
What a debut for the Legion. Marlon. What a goal from Marlon. What a save, Van Ogle.
Halftime from Wild Horse Pass. Luis Manuel Cejas, 2 goals. That's the difference here after 45 minutes. As we take a look at news and notes from around the USL Championship. I know we had a lot of Open Cup action this week and 14 championship teams moving on to the 3rd round. It's coming up in a few weeks, and now MLS into the picture, which makes for a lot of fun.
And it does. Obviously, you had USL League One looking up at USL Championship. Now you have USL Championship looking at it up at MLS. And there's a lot of tasty matchups in this 3rd round.
It should be an exciting 3rd round coming up in just about 10 days' time. As we take a look at some scores from around the league, brought to you by Best Western. San Antonio just getting a goal, and some other big score lines, including El Paso Locomotive.
5-0. Boy, did they need that. But look one up. Colorado Springs Switchbacks 3-2 over Las Vegas Lights. What a start to their season that the Switchbacks are having.
They had to come from behind in that one to get the victory over Las Vegas. So it is halftime here from Wild Horse Pass. Luis Manuel Cejas, 2 goals from outside the area, provides the difference after 45 minutes. The second half is coming up.
This is Sanderson Ford Country.
All roads lead to Sanderson Ford for sales, service, and satisfaction. It's Ford Truck Month. New F-150s and Rangers arriving daily. Now's the time to get after it with big Truck Month incentives.
Get $500 in accessories or order your truck your way and save $1,500.
No hassle, no pressure, no nonsense, and no added markups. All roads lead to Sanderson Ford for sales, service, and satisfaction.
Pacific Office Automation is the one source for all of your business technology. Copiers and printers. Managed IT and cloud services. Unified communications and telephones. Security systems and cameras. Complete conference room packages. You need to partner with a total office solutions provider that gets it. Pacific Office Automation. Problem solved.
Hello, I am Jose Luis Cruz Rivera, President of Northern Arizona University. We are a proud sponsor of Phoenix Rising. NAU and Phoenix Rising have much in common. We're both building on a strong foundation of success. We are both champions in our own fields, and we both strive for excellence. At NAU, we offer the advantages that come with a higher education to all of the members of our community. We are helping our students build a bright and boundless future for themselves, their families, and their communities. Come visit us at NAU and go Rising.
You might have heard of Carvana and that we sell cars online. What you probably didn't know is that we're in the business of making you happy. We believe buying a car should be something that gets you hyped up, that you should be empowered to shop when you want, where you want, wearing whatever you want, and that your new car ought to come with newfound happiness and 0 surprises. So we promise that we'll treat you right, we'll put you in control, and all of us will stop at nothing to drive you happy.
We'll drive you happy at Carvana.
Tonight's match is brought to you by Carvana, NAU, Equality Health, and Arizona Federal. First half highlights from Wild Horse Pass. We start in the 31st minute, and Luis Manuel Cejas really growing into this game, and this is just a howler if you're Richard Sanchez.
Yeah, he sees it all the way, but look at the movement on that ball. It's just so hard as a goalkeeper to judge it. We'll give credit to Cejas for having the courage, the bravery, and he does it again. Hits it extremely well, straight on the lace. Too many bodies in front of Sanchez. You can't fault him there. But when you have a left foot like Cejas, you have to use it. And what a strike, and what a first half that is from that man right there.
Look at our first half stats. The glaring stat, 14-1 in shots.
Yeah, it's been a little too unfluid. Not too much fluidity for Los Dos. Hasn't had much going forward. Judd hasn't had the serves that he deserves. Dunbar's been alive a little bit, but you need to step it up. You need to put this Phoenix Rising team, turn them around, make them look at their own goal and ask a lot of questions. It's just been a little too casual for Los Dos.
So we will see what this second half brings. That's the man of the moment so far, Luis Manuel Cejas, getting another start tonight for Phoenix Rising, and he has 2 goals to show for it. He's now up to 3 in USL Championship play. So back here for the second half with Ricky Lopez Espin. I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks so much for being with us. And 1 substitution at halftime. That is Chandler Vaughn coming on. And he replaces Josh Drapp, so the Chandler, Arizona native, only going 45 minutes tonight. That's the first sub of the game for either side. The 60th pick in the most recent MLS Super Draft out of Pittsburgh and then St. Louis University.
And there was a really hard shift there from Drac. Darnell King, Marcus Epps, putting him in a lot of uncomfortable situations, a lot of pressure. They've had a lot of success on their right-hand side, Phoenix Rising.
Pretty much right off the opening kickoff, they try to go downfield. And it bounces straight out of play. Los Dos just looking to start something in the attack. Barry playing this down the line for Dunbar, hopping over a challenge, and that's all he'll do. Joey Farrell did enough to let that run out of play.
You think if Dunbar goes down, he gets this foul. Alexis stay on his feet, thinking he can get to that ball, just too much pace on it. But again, it's good signs for Los Dos. When you have those runners, let's start on the inside to go to the outside. Lamb puts a good ball in his tracks, just so unlucky doesn't come off that time.
Something in this half for Los Dos. Barry had it caught underneath his feet. Now Flood showing his skill to clear this away. I'm sure Rick Schantz would love nothing more than to see this out and keep Los Dos off the score sheet. If they do that, it'll be 3 straight games in all competitions with a clean sheet for Phoenix. And that was after the first 3 games of the season where they conceded 7 goals in those first 3. It's a bit of a frantic start for Phoenix. They had lost 2 games in a row for the first time since 2018. Those 2 losses to Las Vegas and to San Diego here at home. These last 2 games, been able to put up the clean sheet, albeit in 2 very different performances according to Rick Schantz. These 2 teams will see each other in just a few weeks' time, May 1st in Los Angeles. Is cut back. Chance here for Los Dos, and the shot goes wide. Hamza Berry striding forward, and you'd expect him to hit the frame of goal there.
And what an opportunity it is. It's a really good run from Cabral, and even better to pick up his head and finds the oncoming run of Berry. And a player of that standard needs to put that on target. You can see what he's trying to do, just opens his hip up a little too much and pulls it wide. But what a chance that is for Los Dos to get one back.
Berry, an interesting story. He actually tore his ACL in 2020 and then trained and rehabbed with Los Dos, came on a preseason trial, and now here he is all signed up. His last club he played for was in Croatia. He's from the Gambia in Africa.
When you have a midfielder that joins the attack so late, it's just so hard to defend. And it's a really good attack from Los Dos. Cabral does extremely well to pick up his head, have the composure, the discipline to see this run right on top of that 18-yard box.
Comes the corner kick. Barrels up to head it away. Another chance here for Los Dos. This time it's blocked down. Lamb. Some time on the ball for LA. They didn't really have much of it in the first half. Dunbar, spinning flood. Dunbar continued his run in field. Cabral, the back heel. Judd will keep this in play. Now Judd trying to turn the corner, gets the cross in, and it's Sejas who pops up defensively and concedes a corner kick.
And it's a bright start for Los Dos. You can feel the confidence coming out of the locker room. Dunbar does extremely well, shows a bit of skill. Judd does as well to win another dead ball opportunity.
Here comes the corner kick. It was a free header by Salazar. He was up for it a little bit too early and heads it out of play.
Just missed times his jump, Salazar does. Boy, he finds himself in a good spot right on top of that 6-yard box. And if you're Phoenix Rising, you have to be a little bit more disciplined, touch tight on a corner kick. Coach Chance is not going to be happy with that chance given up to Los Dos.
Slid through, it's Preston Judd. Judd forces a save out of Lunt. A tough angle there for Judd, but he did make the goalkeeper work. Now Rodriguez gonna play out here for Phoenix. Phoenix has done what they've wanted to do with Preston Judd. They've limited his opportunities, and that was a difficult angle to score from.
But it's a good run to peel off the shoulder of Farrell. Just that first touch just lets him down, takes him a little too wide, closes down the angle by himself. But give credit to Lunt, he stays big.
An interesting run of games upcoming for Phoenix. 5 of their next 6 in all competitions come at home. As this comes centrally, it's Hurst trying to weave through. Greg Hurst! And saved by Richard Sanchez. The magic soft feet of Greg Hurst, and nearly finding Phoenix's third.
And you think he's falling off balance, but a player that has a class, the balance of Greg Hurst, just dances around a couple defenders. But in the end, it's a really good save from Sanchez. He comes out big, he comes out fast, which is a tremendous amount of skill from Hurst.
Rodriguez, diving header at that near post area, and it was Salazar who got his head to it. So another corner kick for Phoenix. This played short. Rodriguez gets it back and overhits the cross. Lunt coming well up into the midfield there. And now this sprayed out wide, brought down by Hurst. Hurst for Rodriguez. And another save from Sanchez. Really making the goalkeeper work in this second half. Here's Quinn. Pinging the long diagonal, looking for Epps. Stepping in was Chandler Vaughn. Rodriguez. Dancing on the ball. And now a corner kick conceded. Marcus Epps doing some work over there on the right.
So good 1v1, Marcus Epps is. Body feint, step overs. When you have a winger that you can bring over from San Antonio, such a good addition to this Phoenix Rising squad.
Favor those in-swingers, so it's Aiden Quinn on the left foot. Sanchez to punch it away. A little push in the back on Sejas. And a yellow card will be issued to Luis Manuel Sejas. Like for time wasting there. Citron World is an aspirational lifestyle beverage brand and proud to be the exclusive energy drink partner of Phoenix Rising. If you're ready to energize, visit citronworld.com and join the vibe on social at Citron World. Cheers. Dunbar for Lamb, who is in an offside position. Los Lostos team has scored in every game this season, but they've only scored one goal in every game this season. And in the series in 2021, one of the two teams has scored at least 3 goals. Phoenix won 3-0, 5-0, and 4-3. And the other one was a 3-0 Los Dos win at the end of September. The middle, Quinn trying to dance through. And now a break here for LA. Barry for Dunbar. Dunbar, a couple step overs, trying to get by Flood. Puts this in the middle. Shot at it, blocked down. An appeal for handball. Goes for naught.
Terrific 1v1 defending from Flood. Forces him out wide, but you don't want to let that cross come in. And Judd's just so good in his movement in and around that 6-yard box. Just so unlucky, peeling for a handball.
You can see maybe some of the frustration from Preston Judd coming out. Long over the top, looking for Ryan Flood. He gets to the end line, but that touch did let him down.
They have so much success when they move. They change their point of attack from left to right, right to left. Whether it's a right back, left back, or those wingers provide so much width. It's just a nightmare to defend. When you're getting spread out, there's so many gaps. You play in between. When you close those gaps, able to play that long ball over the top.
Back for Sanchez again. Davila controlling things in the middle. Dunbar really taking matters into his own hands these last few minutes.
But you love to see it. You love to see him wanting to get on the ball. He's confident taking Flood 1v1. He's had a lot of success in this second half.
Substitution coming for Phoenix right at the hour mark. Joey Calistri will come on to replace Claudio Rapeno. This is when Rick Schantz will start to maybe preserve some legs after a long week. And Calistri will come on. Got the start against San Antonio.
Bit of frustration shown from Rapeno. As a striker, you're always hungry to get on the score sheet. Didn't get the service that he think he deserved. Wasn't able to get in those dangerous areas. But nonetheless, he worked hard defensively, giving his team an option to play through up front.
Lamb, long service across, brought down by Salazar. That locked down. Darnell King arguing about something to the referee. Go back and look at this, see what the argument's about. Would have been a tough handball, you'd think. Here comes the corner. Judd flicked it through, and Neal couldn't get on it.
With the three in the middle. It's a like-for-like swap between Rapeno and Calistri.
And Rick Schantz said that it would be kind of a rotation of players out on that left side. We saw Greg Hurst start there. Looks like he'll move more centrally, and here he is on the ball, finding width. Hurst. This ball bouncing into the arms of Richard Sanchez.
But again, it's a bit too casual for Los Dos in their defensive half. You do not want to give this Phoenix Rising team any chance to get that third goal. If you have any chance of trying to call yourself back into this game, you need to be more disciplined in your decision making. a lot more cleaner with the ball and trying to limit those turnovers.
Trying to turn the corner. Options await in the middle. The diving header there at the near post, blocked down. Here's Darnell King again. For the square ball, and Hurst was just behind him. It's not one shot on goal so far for Los Dos. Struggled to really get anything going upfield. Fans enjoying themselves on a Saturday night here at Wild Horse Pass. Dunbar. Lamb. Rotated around to the left side. Salazar cutting in field and dispossessed. That will be a yellow card to Michael Salazar when he gets back to his feet.
And it's great work here from Rodriguez. We talk about the attacking side that he brings to this team, but the defensive effort, he realizes there's some danger. Salazar's gonna come in on this right foot and just quicker on this long touch. Salazar is just coming in a bit late, and it is going to be a yellow card. But it's so good when you have your center midfielder, your number 10, helping out defensively. It makes it so hard to break down and to play through this Phoenix Rising team.
Getting this out wide, King making the run, and it's a corner kick. Now 25 minutes to go. Phoenix with 2 goals through Luis Manuel Cejas. Quinn stands over it again. Driven into the back post area, headed back centrally. Marcus Epps over the bar. He had time to set himself and maybe a bit too much time in his head.
And it's a good ball to this far post, and Lambert does extremely well to head it back into the chaos, but this just takes too long to come down for Marcus Epps. He's getting closed down, and it is an awkward height for the winger. It's an opportunity again wasted for Phoenix Rising to get that 3rd goal and put this game to bed.
Neal lofts it over the top. Preston Judd wins the battle. Judd trying to weave through. Able to get it to Salazar. Touches it in field. There's one back for Los Dos. Remy Cabral scores. They cut the deficit in half. It's 2-1.
Unable to convert on one end, conceding on the other. It's a brilliant goal for Los Dos to give them some life into this game. It's a ball over the top, and Judd just does well to cause havoc. You think he loses the ball there, but it's a long pass, and this long touch from Salazar And it's Cabral just hanging around that penalty area, and he's never going to miss from there, is he? The simple finish for the 49. Cabral to give his team life and to cut this Phoenix Rising team in half.
Cabral scores his first goal of the season. The French midfielder giving Los Dos life, and they have not had many chances in this game. And now they do have a lifeline here with about 20 minutes to go. Just 2 shots on target prior to the goal.
And it just comes from the hard work of Judd. You love to see that as a number 9, to put in the work rate, to put in the work, and results in a goal. It's gonna be really interesting to see how Los Dos reacts to this, as well as Phoenix Rising. Do they go and try to get a second? Do they sit a little deeper now? A lot of questions to be had for Phoenix Rising and Coach Shantz.
And there goes the clean sheet. They kept 2 straight against San Antonio last Saturday on the road, and then during the midweek in the Open Cup against Valley United, their crosstown foes. This back line is beaten out for the first time tonight. Cabral scored 3 goals a year ago in his first season in the USL Championship. His twin brother, Kevin, actually plays for the first team. Quick passing here from Phoenix. Rodriguez thought he was pulled back. The referee thought otherwise. Here's Salazar. On the last game running tonight in the USL Championship, after San Antonio FC closes out a 1-0 revenge win over Orange County, San Diego takes down Charleston 4-1, and El Paso closed out a 5-0 win over Monterey Bay. Big score lines out west tonight, and this game still very much hanging in the balance after Cabral's goal brought Los Dos right back into it. Their last and only win here in Phoenix for Los Dos coming August 31st, 2016, a game in which Ariel Lassiter and Adonis Amaya scored the 2 goals for Los Dos. Luke Rooney scored for Phoenix Rising, or Arizona United, however you want to look at that. Cabral up over the top. Calistri, good positive first touch. Switches the play, Epps off his chest. Epps on the turn, now it's King, stands it up. And the clearing header by Doyle. Still a chance here for Phoenix. You can see Sejas kind of lurking on the outside of the area. He never got the service. He wants that hat trick.
Oh, he's picking up really dangerous position.
He's curled into a dangerous area, and enough whip on it to not allow Sanchez a touch, but it was too far for Calistri.
And it's a good idea here from Flood. He sees that back post run of Calistri, just hits it a little too hard. but it's a good idea from the left back. Paseas is finding really dangerous positioning right on top of that 18-yard box with a pocket of space that we've seen him score time and time again, especially in this first half. So you think maybe King Flood is going to pick up their head and roll that ball into the path of him.
A yellow card to Joey Calistri, slowing down the counterattack. Second Phoenix Rising player to have their name taken.
I think it is a harsh yellow. It is a foul, yes, on Calistri. I think it's his first foul since coming on to pick up a yellow. He has to be extremely disciplined and careful now with the likes of Dunbar on his side. So crafty, quick. You don't want to get caught in an uncomfortable position and force the hand of the referee.
Salazar curls it into a dangerous area, and it was over Lutz, who came flying off his line. Did he get a touch on it? Looked like just a fingertip. So a corner for Los Dos. They'll take it quick. Davila for Salazar. He's up for it. Into the middle, it's Cabral. And the shot blocked down by Quinn. Only as far as Davila. Davila, it falls still in the middle. And now cleared away. Dunbar couldn't keep it in. Some pressure here from Los Dos. And a player down for Phoenix Rising is Ryan Flood.
Oh boy, what a chance this is for Los Dos. It's a ball right on top of that 6-yard box. Just know you're just begging for someone to put their foot through it. And it's a good individual play from Davila. Just mishits it. You want someone to take the initiative on this one right here. Cabral sets up nicely for him, just gets caught flat-footed. You can see what Davila is trying to do, create space well, just pulls it a little wide. Shaky moment for Phoenix Rising as Los Dos is looking for that equalizer and applying a lot of pressure.
And that goal seems to have given them some confidence going into the last quarter of an hour. Some of the potential subs going through their paces. Owen Lamb. Dunbar let it run through. And it looks like a yellow card will be issued here. And this will go against Hamza Berry.
It's a crafty little leave there from Dunbar. But Sejas is just there before Berry.
Caution has been issued by the referee.
And again, it's a harsh yellow for the midfielder of Los Dos. Again, he needs to be extremely careful. Him, Davila, in that middle of the field, both on yellow cards. As you're trying to claw your way back into this game, you don't want to pick up a silly yellow and go down a man, especially against this Phoenix Rising squad.
Just the one sub from Los Dos. That came at halftime with Chandler Vaughn replacing Josh Drack. Aiden Quinn. Sejas. Left there for Arturo Rodriguez. Now Ryan Flood. Flood. Rodriguez. Like he was being grabbed as he tried to get the shot away, but it did take a deflection out for a corner.
And it's a beautiful passage of play from Phoenix Rising. Interchange, understanding. Brilliant move there from Flood. Sends his defenders to the ground. And Rodriguez just trying to find himself a little bit of space, trying to bend that ball in. But again, it's another corner kick for this Phoenix Rising squad.
Aiden Quinn. Dangerous ball in. Lamb there to head it clear. far as Sejas, who serves it back in. Little glancing header going just wide. Joey Farrell up for it.
Just so unlucky, Farrell, not able to put that on target. He finds himself in a really soft spot between the left back, the left center back. You see the lack of movement, the lack of presence in the middle of the field for Los Dos. You don't have that pivot, that supporting cast. Makes it so hard to play out of. As finally Barry gets on the ball and sprays the ball to the other side.
Another foul, Dunbar going down. And this is a chance to tell you the best play on a new Ford is at Sanderson Ford, Arizona's largest Ford dealership. 11 minutes to go. And what looked to be pretty comfortable from Phoenix Rising has all of a sudden turned into a bit of a pressure cooker here as they try to see this out. Street brought down, but the referee says play on. Crowd getting into it as well. Neal striding forward. Trying to play that through for Judd, and all he can do is shrug his shoulders.
Substitution for LA Galaxy 2.
Substitution coming for Los Dos. Dante Campbell will be coming on and replacing Taylor Davila. Trying to get one of those midfielders off, as you mentioned, Ricky, on one of those yellow cards. Campbell, his first season with the club, coming over from Toronto FC 2. He was under the tutelage of Mike Munoz there, who is now back with this Los Dos side. So Campbell on for some fresh legs in the middle. Slipped in behind for Dunbar and touched out a play for a corner.
And it's a good idea from the substitute, Campbell. Puts Ryan Flood in a really uncomfortable situation. If he doesn't touch that, Dunbar's in on goal. And another corner kick opportunity for Los Dos. So they're able to capitalize with 9+ minutes left in this one.
Lamb serves it in. Salazar on the full volley. And another corner kick for Los Dos. Another in-swinger bouncing through. It'll fall for Owen Lamb. Low ball in, and Lunt able to claim it. Sejas out wide for Darnell King. Now Epps trying to turn the corner, being pulled down. No whistle from the referee as Doyle calmly gets this clear. Here's Hurst with Epps. Aiden Quinn just wide. Oh, he loves it on that left foot just like Sejas does. And he wasn't too far away from restoring the 2-goal lead.
And he's the one who forces the turnover. It's a good pickup from Epps, a reverse ball, and boy was that close. Trying to squeak that into that far post of Sanchez. We've seen him hit those. We've seen the quality that Aiden Quinn has. Good opportunity.
Here's Neal. Ball goes out of play. It'll be a substitution coming for Los Dos. It'll be the end of the night for Owen Lamb. And Duhaney Williams will be coming on for the final 5+ minutes, the 24-year-old out of Jamaica.
Substitution for LA Galaxy 2. Entering the match is number 57, Duhaney Williams. Leaving the match is number 47, Owen Lambie.
Phoenix also preparing a sub. See if they take it here or in just a moment. Greg Hurst supposed to be the player coming off the field, and now the referee will let it happen here. Manuel Madrid will come on for some extra defensive reinforcements. They're just trying to see this one out and hold on.
That is a defensive move. Defensive tactical change from Coach Shantz. Takes off the winger, the striker, Greg Hurst, to bring on Madrid to tidy these 3 points up. Something tells me that Los Dos has maybe one good look at goal left in this match. Question is if they're going to be able to capitalize it and get that tying goal.
Smoke being released from the south end. Los Dos attacking right into it. Vaughn gets end line, cuts it across. It was a little clip and a touch there by a Phoenix Rising defender. One outlet is Marcus Epps. Can he get there? He cannot. Campbell sweeps in. Hamza Berry. 2 goals for Phoenix in the first half from Luis Manuel Sejas. The response coming from Remy Cabral here in the second. Calistri. And coming from behind is Duhaney Williams. It's a free kick going Phoenix's way. Just onto the field, Williams.
And it's really good work there from Calistri to keep this ball alive. At first look, you think Quinn overhits it, but the pace of Calistri, the body control to draw that foul, to take off precious minutes off the clock.
Considering what we've seen gone for yellow cards, maybe a bit surprising that was not a yellow card. Arturo Rodriguez immediately cleared away as far as Aiden Quinn. Trying to slide it in for Calistri, and Neal cut him off. Williams using those fresh legs to try to turn the corner. Is cleared out of play.
You can see what Williams is trying to do. There's a lot of pace, very explosive on this right-hand side, trying to get to that end line and put a dicing ball in. You're going to see a lot of that with the likes of him and Vaughn on both sides of this back line for Los Dos.
Phoenix is trying to get to the finish line. It's been a long week. 3 games, 120 minutes in the midweek. Can they put this one away for good? It's Joey Calistri. Options up ahead. Calistri, it's saved. Spilled in front, and up scores! A little gritty to celebrate for Marcus Epps. It's 3 goals for Phoenix Rising, and surely now 3 points.
And when you're trying to get into the game, it leaves you open in the back. And Phoenix Rising makes no mistake about it. It starts with the hard work of Rodriguez, but look at this pocket that Aiden Quinn picks up. Rolls his ball into Calistri, and then it's a run of Aiden Quinn that opens the space up that Calistri is able to cut inside. And then at the doorstep, Marcus Epps is there to clean it up, and it's a simple finish for the winger, number 20 of Phoenix Rising. But give credit to Aiden Quinn. That run opens up that window that Calistri is able to have that shot on goal. And yeah, you can show off those dance moves as well, Marcus Epps.
2 straight USL Championship games with a goal now for Marcus Epps. Both of them coming as kind of those game-sealing goals as well, both late on. As we get into 3 minutes of stoppage time, it's 3 goals, surely 3 points, and it looks like 3 wins in a row for Phoenix Rising in all comps. I'll give credit to Los Dos. They really hung around, asked a lot of questions of Phoenix Rising, but just not clinical enough in the final third when they needed to be.
And he gets the goal that I think he deserves. Epps. He's been active all night, taking players on, putting dangerous balls in, trying to combine with players on top of the box. Such a special player and a tremendous pickup for this Phoenix Rising squad. But like you said, Josh, Los Dos, they fought hard, putting Phoenix Rising in some tricky situations, some uncomfortable positions. Just that lack of killer instinct, execution in and around that penalty box is a difference of this game.
Luis Manuel Sejas will get a nice ovation as he comes off. Jonathan Levin will come on.
Leading the match is number 18, Luis Sejas. Entering the match is number 33, Richmond Antwi.
There will also be Richmond Antwi coming on to see this off. Both goal scorers coming off with Epps getting the ovation now. We mentioned there's been a lot of goals when these two teams get together. It is now the 11th straight game that these two teams have had at least one team score 3 goals in a game. So if you ever want to see some goals, just throw on a Phoenix Los Dos match and surely you'll get some. one more chance. Lambert dispossesses, and Doyle steps in on the outlet. Cabral is the lone goal tonight for Los Dos. Maybe one more chance for Phoenix Rising tonight. Liam Doyle says no. In the 94th minute, up 2 goals. Arturo Rodriguez still throwing his body at the ball. Well past the minimum of 3 minutes. Joey Farrell asking for some noise from the south end. This ball bouncing out of play. That's it and that's all. 3 goals and 3 points for Phoenix Rising. It's 2 straight league wins for Phoenix as they close out this 3-1 win over Los Dos.
And well-deserved 3 points for the Rising. Just better inside the boxes than their opposition. That man right there, he is a special player. Little picture taken. But give credit to Los Dos. They hung around, they clawed themselves back into the game, asking a lot of questions of Phoenix Rising, but then just a little bit too much quality, too much talent for Phoenix Rising, Coach Shantz and company, to walk away with the 3 points.
Our man of the match, Luis Manuel Sejas. It's presented by Phoenix Children's Hospital, a brace tonight.
Just magic in that left peg. Hits him with such technique. What a match he had in the center of that park. To get the brace in the first half really set the tone for his team. And he should be very proud of himself. It's been a long week for this club, but to have 3 wins, it's terrific for Coach Sanch and company.
And when you come out the other end with the full allotment of points or wins, it's always a plus. Stay with us. We'll wrap things up as Phoenix closes out a 3-1 win.
Lerner & Rowe is proud to be the official personal injury attorneys of Phoenix Rising. Our goal is getting you all the money you deserve. When you're in a wreck and need a check, make one call, that's all, to Lerner & Rowe.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
At Arizona Federal, our passion is to help out the community where you live and work, because where you bank should make you feel good. Show your support for the home team with the Phoenix Rising Visa debit card. When you open a new account, you can score $100 just for using your card when you shop. How's that for an easy goal? Be a part of our commitment to the community. Arizona Federal Credit Union.
Back here, Wild Horse Pass, Phoenix Rising supporting the crowd post-game here as they close out another 3-point night at Wild Horse Pass. Time to look back on the 90 minutes with our full-time highlights. We start in the 31st minute. This is when the goal scoring got started, and Luis Manuel Sejas, the knuckleballer.
And Sanchez is going to have nightmares. The ball just dipping, swerving, but a goalkeeper of his stature has to punch that away. But Sejas won't ask any questions. He'll take the goal. Can he do it again? No, he can't. Oh, yes, he can. Technique to put his body over that ball, to keep it down, to give himself a chance, and just puts his laces through the ball. There's nothing that Los Dos can do about that one.
But they would come back and they would find a goal of their own. Good work there by Preston Judd to keep it. This eventually would fall to Remy Cabral, and all of a sudden, game on.
And you have to applaud Judd. Hard work, gets results in a goal. But a player like Cabral is never going to make a mistake. Just nutmegs Lambert there to put that ball in the back of the net, and you think there's a game on.
And then to close it out, Phoenix, they're always so devastating on the break. And this one, Marcus Epps, 2 goals in 2 straight league games.
And Kalistri does extremely well to cut it in on his right foot. Shrugs off the run of Aiden Quinn, but Marcus Epps is there. Simple tap in, goal for him. 3 points for Phoenix Rising as they march on in the USL Championship.
And a look at what is to come here in the league. Of course, there is another US Open Cup game in there, but it's a lot of home games upcoming.
And it is. You want to get as much games at home, and you need to get all your points that you can at home. That is a big part of this USL schedule, and they have a lot of talent. They have a lot of games against high opposition, so they have to be really motivated to walk into this game.
That is a really good schedule upcoming. Same can be said for Los Dos. That game against Lou City could be quite interesting.
And you have the Monterey Bay. You want to walk away with 3 points. Las Vegas Lights, good form. Trejo there, you need to slow him down. And again, you meet the big bag wolf of Phoenix Rising at El Paso. And like you said, Josh, Lou City, what a game that is going to be for Los Dos.
So that'll do it for our coverage tonight from Wild Horse Pass. Another celebratory mood for the South End and the Banditos as Phoenix Rising score 3 goals and get 3 points. For our entire crew and broadcast partner, Ricky Lopez Espin, I'm Josh Eastern saying so long from Wild Horse Pass. It finishes Phoenix 3, Los Dos 1. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.